Hey everybody, welcome back to another video. So today I thought I'd take a look at the phase 2 of the challenges or the prop firms, because on the outset it looks a lot bit easier. Now, as we know that the phase 2 is typically gaining 5% in 60 days, which is half of the actual profit target in twice the amount of time. So on the surface, it should be at least half as easy, if not more. But why is it so much more difficult? And those stats are proven by when my Forex funds did actually how many people actually passed phase 1 and gone to pass phase 2. It is a significantly reduced number. But why? Now I think it all comes down to psychology and mindset. Like so many other things in trading, it's all to do with how we set up. If we set up to think it's too easy, then likelihood is we're actually going to fail. Now as traders, we all have different personalities and trading styles. Now it could be that you've passed phase 1 and it's a pure fluke. You have no idea how to trade. You've just gone in and placed buy or sell, whatever you thought the market was doing, and for whatever reason it just hit every single take profit and you pass it no problem at all. As you come on to phase 2, market conditions are slightly different and you're doing the exact same as you did before, just randomly buy and sell, and it just doesn't work for you. You could be the person who on the phase 1 had no drawdown whatsoever and is managing to get through on slow steady gains, but starting phase 2 there was a bit of a drawdown to start with and just didn't have the psychology to get over that drawdown to get back into a profit. You could be the person who is purely ego driven, wants to do it as fast as possible, literally thinking, okay, it's so easy, it's only 5%, I can do it in a day. You go health leather, too big a lot size, too big a trade, and before you know it, you've blown the account straight away. Or you're the other person, and I think it's the final type, who's already seen the finishing line, already looked beyond this phase because in their mind they think it's too simple, and already taken their first withdrawal and spent the money. And again, as soon as you look too far beyond, you're actually looking into next phases and not concentrating and focusing on what you're doing in the here and now, then the more likely than not you will actually fail and not pass the second part of the challenge. So how do we set ourselves up to pass? Now, if you've done pretty well in phase 1, it just literally should be a case of following over into phase 2 without too many subtle differences and just following that same plan, that same structure all the way through. But also at the same time, just thinking that we want to get off onto a good start. We don't have to, as soon as we finish the phase 1 challenge, literally get the account details through the same day and start trading. It's give yourself a bit of a breather, a bit of a break, time to reflect on what you did, look at the trades that were successful, maybe refine and hone the plan ready for phase 2. Also wait for a day when markets are moving in your favour, particular setups that you like. Don't go in straight away and start, because if you do hit a drawdown in day 1, day 2, sometimes it's hard to recover and it has that psychological damage that you're actually not doing as well as expected and always fighting against it. So as I've done a lot of my challenge in the past, wait for a good entry on potentially a swing trade that's going to run for many days or even weeks that might get that 1, 2 or 3% profit return. Now, because you've got 60 days to pass, it could be that you get onto that swing trade and that's the only trade you need. You can literally move your stop loss and trail it all the way through. But on the flip side to that, it could be you're getting in there on a day 1 on a very, very good breakout, retest, get back into a trade, get a 1, 2, 3% return, and therefore just wait for the next good one to come along. Just don't rush it, and also don't worry too much about passing it too quickly or too long. It's your trading style and how you trade will get you through it in the end. One of the reasons why I think people do struggle in phase 2 is because a lot of the time we get multiple retakes during the first phase. Let's say we go all the way through, we don't hit a profit target, we'll get a repeat, or sometimes an extension, but again, we'll still get that repeat. On phase 2, often there is a repeat, but you've got to start all the way back at phase 1, and nobody wants to do that. Let's say you've taken 2 or 3 attempts to get through phase 1, you've got finally the big shot at phase 2, you don't want to get through another 60 days and then go all the way back and start again and have another 2 or 3 times. You want to be successful, and when you desire something and want something more than you should, it becomes compulsive, it becomes addictive, it then becomes a cycle where you're not going to do as well as you should. So although, yes, was that option of a retake at the end, don't worry too much about that. 60 days is more than enough time to pass these challenges, especially when you're looking for a 5%. That's 1 or 2 good trades over the course of 2 months, which everyone should be possible and capable of doing that. So I really do believe that, as always, it comes down to mindset, psychology, and setting yourself up to pass and not fail. If you go in with that right attitude and focus on what you need to do, get the right plan, get the right mindset, you will easily pass phase 2 of the challenges. And if you don't, then start again at phase 1. Make sure you don't lose the money you've committed to these challenges, because again, that gets into your head, gets into the bad habits, and before you know it, you've blown 2 or 3 more attempts and you're in a significant, massive amount of debt because of going through these challenges, which that's what we don't want to do. We want to be successful, get rewards, get our payouts. So I hope you enjoyed today's video, quick insight into my thoughts on phase 2 of the challenges, and I'll catch you again soon. Cheers.